let's get started. Welcome to our Grow with GoGo chair yoga. Before we get moving, just a quick reminder of what GoGo can provide. So you can access rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services, all by calling one phone number. And that number is 855-464-6872. Also, a reminder that there is a referral code at the bottom of your receipts, your GoGo receipts. So if you refer a friend and they use the service, they get $10 in credit, and so do you. So it's a nice win-win. We also have a Facebook group. So if you want to continue any of these conversations, after class or in general, you can join us on the Facebook group. You can share photos or just read and see what other people have posted. It's just a nice way to stay connected. All right, and if we have not met, I'm Adra. I teach the yoga and the functional fitness class. So today is chair yoga. Our chair yoga class is mostly seated. So all you need is a chair. We sit most of the time for about 5 minutes. We do stand, but mostly seated. You don't need any props. Easier to have a chair that's not rolling around, but if you only have a rolly chair, that's fine. You know, use what you have. And with that, before we get moving, does anybody remember the move of the week? So from last yoga session, not from functional fitness, but from yoga, does anyone remember the move of the week?
Shoulder rolls.
That's close. Shoulder rolls was maybe a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're remembering one of the moves. I think I saw somebody. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling through so many images. Is that Bertha that you're wait?
Yeah, the figure 4.
Yes, nice work, Bertha. Yes, figure 4. That was the move of the week. Was encouraging you to do some figure 4, maybe playing with it when you're seated, making sure you're switching sides. Great, nice work. All right, let's get moving. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay. So I should be probably your big picture. If I'm not your main picture, you go to the top right-hand corner of your computer and you can find view. And there's this like word that says view, and then there's a little box, and you can pick speaker mode. However, if you want to see everybody else's video, you can pick gallery mode, and it's really, that can be fun as well. All right. So let's go ahead and find our seated position and go ahead and rock a little side to side. Just settling your seat. So with our yoga class, we spend the first 5 minutes meditating. So we'll be doing that shortly, just FYI. And then go ahead and find even weight on your sits bones, feeling those feet firmly planted on the ground. Your spine is long, so your head is stacked over your shoulders are resting comfortably on the rib cage, and the rib cage is over your pelvis. If you'd like, go ahead and close the eyes. Otherwise, you can just soften your gaze down to the ground. And just take a few moments to check in. Notice where you're starting from. Notice how the body is feeling, where the mind is. Noticing what kind of thoughts are showing up. Noticing any emotions present. Noticing how your body, your physical body, is doing. And then begin to notice where you feel the breath in the body. Do you feel the air entering and exiting the nostrils? Do you feel movement in the chest or the belly? Notice where you feel the breath. Allow your breath to deepen, finding slightly longer inhales and longer exhales. We're going to add a little mantra to our breathing today. So just some words to repeat in your mind. So what you'll be doing is on your inhale in your mind, you'll say the word let. And on your exhale in your mind, you'll say the word go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Let go. So as we move through our practice today, you can always come back to that mantra, let go, whether it's to help you let go deeper into a stretch or let go of any thoughts that aren't needed. Let go of what no longer serves you. Let's take a deep inhale together, fill the lungs. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. One more time, deep inhale. Exhale, let it out. Then blink open the eyes. Let's go ahead and move into some wrist circles. So circling those wrists one way. And then going the other direction. Let's release those hands. We'll inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling. Exhale, palms touch, hands come back down towards the heart. Again, inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, hands come down. One more time. Inhale, circle. Exhale, hands to the heart. Pausing here with the hands to the heart. We're going to move the hands over to one side and then over to the other side. So you might feel a stretch here in your palms or forearms as you shift your hands side to side. We'll add a twist to this. So as your hands go to the left, you can twist to the left. And as your hands go to the right, you can twist to the right. Let's inhale one direction, exhale the other. And then coming back to center, go ahead and interlace your fingers and we'll roller coaster our arms one direction. So trying to find some nice movement. So it's as if your arms are creating a wave with the hands interlaced. So one wrist will lift, then the elbow drops, the fist goes high, and then the other elbow lifts. It's quite hard to explain, but it's like you're trying to create a wave with the hands as fluid as possible. And let's go the other way. And if that's not making sense, if you're on the phone or you can't see me, then just move those interlaced hands in whatever way feels interesting to the body. Right? Our practice is not about doing things right or wrong. It's about exploring and feeling what's going on in our body and with our breath. Go ahead and release those hands. We'll inhale, open up the arms. Arms go out to the side, lift the chest. And then exhale, round your back and give yourself a hug, wrapping your arms around your torso, dropping the chin, tucking the tip. Inhale, chest lifts, arms open. Tail goes back, chin to the ceiling, and then exhale, round, give yourself a hug, tucking the tip. Keep going at your own pace. So we're extending and flexing our spine, so finding that motion in the spine, and also adding the arms. And then coming back to center, release the arms down alongside the body. Arms are dangling. If you have armrests, you might need to scooch further forward towards the front edge of the chair as we begin to side bend. So one arm reaches down, try to be in a direct side bend, and then lifting yourself back up. Other arm reaches down towards the ground, so we're side bending the body and then coming back up. Keep going. So it's almost like you're imagining that you're in a very narrow hallway, or your torso's in a narrow hallway, and you don't want to touch the walls that are in front of your chest or behind your back. Inhale as you go down. Exhale as you lift. A few more times. And then coming back to center. Let's do a couple shoulder rolls back. As big or as small as you'd like. And then shoulder rolls go the other way, circling those shoulders forward. Then letting those shoulders relax. Let's do some head motion. Let's rotate the head right and left. Like you're shaking your head no. And then nod the head yes, looking up and down. And head back to center. Let's go into some heel raises. So letting the head go, we're moving to our feet. So from the heads to the toes, moving to the feet, let's heel raise. So one heel comes up, then the other. So the toes and the balls of the feet stay down, or the front of the foot and the toes stay down. As you do these heel raises, is it possible to do this without scrunching those toes? So sometimes we really clench those toes to do this. See if you can keep your toes relaxed as you lift one heel and then the other. and then heels stay down. Let's stretch one leg forward. We'll stretch the right leg forward. So right leg is straight, left knee stays bent. I'm mirroring you here. You're going to point and flex your foot. So you're finding some motion in the ankle. So the toes reach down, touch the ground maybe, and then the toes reach up to the ceiling. And then next time your toes are facing up towards the ceiling, we'll pause and hold there. We'll inhale, lean forward. So you're feeling a little more stretch here in the back of the leg. And then exhale, sit tall. Inhale, leaning forward. So you feel more stretch as you come forward towards your legs. And then exhale, sitting tall, backing away from the stretch. So a few more times here at your own pace. It's up to you how low you go. The next time you're leaning slightly forward, pause. We're gonna keep that left hand, so I'm mirroring you, left hand on your left leg. Then you're gonna use your right hand to just gently rub the back of the right leg. So we're just rubbing those hamstrings. So those are some of the muscles that are being stretched. You can also move from the inner leg. So you can go from the outer leg and go to the back. You can also go from the inner leg to go in the back because we have three hamstring muscles. And one of them is in the more medial or middle part of the leg. Just giving it a little rub. You can even give your quad a little rub if that feels good too. And then come on up just for a moment. Then we're going to come forward one more time and we'll hold the stretch. You can stay on your hands or you can come down to your forearm. You could also reach your hands to your shin, your knee, or your thigh. So you might find that you're able to go a little bit deeper here after you've given your leg a little rub. So just providing some of that sensory input, even light stroking, can really help you increase flexibility. Go ahead and lift your torso up. Go ahead and rebend that right knee and we'll windshield wiper those knees side to side. So just letting those knees sway, those ankles sway to reset. And then pause in the middle. Just take a moment to notice any differences right to left. And then we'll switch sides. So left leg goes straight. Right knee stays bent. We're going to point and flex that foot. So the extended leg, that's the foot that's moving. So we're pointing and flexing the foot. So toes reach towards the ground and then toes reach up towards the ceiling. Just finding that motion, totally fine to have some snaps and cracks. And then we'll pause with the toes up to the ceiling. So that nice flexed foot. Inhale, lean forward, feel the stretch. Notice when the stretch starts to intensify, and then exhale, sit tall, back away from the stretch. Inhale, lean forward, noticing, feeling the stretch, the intensity of the stretch and where you feel it. Exhale, come back up. Keep going, follow your breath. Next time you're leaning slightly forward, we'll pause. Then you'll use your left hand to rub the back of the left leg. So we're getting those muscles that you're stretching, or at least some of the muscles that you're stretching. So you can go from the outside to get some of the muscles. You can also go from the inner leg to get some of the muscles. So you can do both, and just giving it some nice strokes, some nice rubs, getting lots of input into the back of the leg. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. You could even give it some squeezes or some slaps if that feels better than the rub. You can even go to the front of the leg or the quad. And then lift yourself up for a moment. And then we come forward and hold the stretch. So you can hold the stretch with those hands. You could also bring your forearm to your leg. You could also bring your hand down to your knee or shin or ankle. And just notice, how does this feel? Is it a little bit easier than usual if you can compare to last time we did this stretch? So a couple weeks ago. Nice smooth breath, relaxed jaw. All right, and then go ahead and lift yourself back up, bend the knee. Sitting tall, windshield wiper those knees. So just letting those knees sway a little side to side. Okay, planting those feet back down. Let's move back to the upper body. We'll bend those elbows into a W shape. So palms face forward, elbows are bent, elbows are close to the rib cage or close to your side body. We'll inhale, stretch the arms up to the ceiling, reaching nice and tall, and then exhale, bend the elbows back down into that W shape. We inhale, open those hands, reach the fingertips up to the ceiling, and then exhale, bend the elbows, and if you'd like, create fists with the hands. So we inhale, open the hands as you reach the arms up, reaching as tall as you can, and then imagine you're grabbing something, so create fists as you bend your elbows and pull that something down. Few more times here at your own pace. Next time your elbows are bent and your arms are in those fists, go ahead and pause. Release the fist and bring the hands forward in front of you, flipping those palms to face up to the ceiling. So it's like you're holding a platter with your hands. So palms are up, elbows are bent about 90 degrees. You're holding that imaginary platter. That's your start position. As you inhale, start to reach those hands out to the side without straightening the arms. So it's a rotation that's happening. So thumbs start to reach back behind you until you're it's more of a 90-degree bend. So 90-degree bend of the elbows and the palms face up, hands on either side of your body. So now you're holding two platters. And then hands come back together as you exhale, back to one platter. Inhale, open, two platters. Keep going. So opening and closing or internal and external rotation of those arms. Trying to keep that 90-degree bend, noticing how it's easy to start to bend the elbows more into a more acute angle. And see if you can keep the forearms parallel to the earth and the elbows close to the side of the body as you do this. Next time your hands are open or out to the side, holding those two platters, we'll pause and hold for a few breaths. Notice what you feel. And then release those arms, shake them off. And then moving those hands to your lap. We'll bring the right ear towards the right shoulder into a side stretch for the neck. You can stay right here, so right ear to right shoulder. Of course, you're not touching the shoulder. There's plenty of space between your ear and your shoulder. It's just that you're moving your head in that direction. So right ear goes towards the left shoulder, towards the right shoulder. That left arm is gonna dangle. So let it dangle. You can stay there if that feels good. Or begin to reach those left fingertips downward gently, as if you're trying to pet a cat or a dog. Let's low down to the ground. So you're just reaching downward. That's one option. Your other option would be to rotate that arm. So you can let the palm turn to face to the side. You could also let the palm turn to face back. So rotating the arm, that can change the stretch in the neck. There's no need to overdo this. So if this feels like too much, bring the head partway back up, right? You don't need to bring it so close to the ear. You could also do less movement with the shoulder and the arm. If you find an interesting spot, you can always pause and hold. And then let's lift the head back to center, hand back to your lap, couple shoulder rolls forward. Shoulder rolls go the other way. And then let them drop and we'll switch sides. So other ear to shoulder. Left ear towards the left shoulder. Again, you're not touching the shoulder, you're just moving in that direction. You can stay right here or let that right arm dangle down. You could stay there. Or you could actively reach those right fingertips towards the ground as if you're trying to pat an animal without moving the torso. You can stay there or you can start to play with rotating the arm. So you can internally rotate, letting the palm turn towards your leg and then towards the wall behind you. Or you could externally rotate, letting the palm face forward and then maybe even out to the side. Seeing if that rotation can happen, not just in the forearm, so not just in the lower arm, but also up in that shoulder region. And again, if it's too much, bring your head back towards center or do less with the arm. There's no need to overdo it. If you find an interesting spot, you can always pause and hold. All right, and then head back to center, hand back to the lap. Shoulder rolls forward. Shoulder rolls back. All right, let's let those shoulders relax. We're going to reach those arms towards the back of your chair. So you're sitting at the edge of the chair, the arms are going to reach back. You can grab your armrest, you could even grab the bottom of the chair if it's better for you, or reach for the back of the chair. From there, you're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together. So I'm going to squeeze those shoulder blades together and then let your chest lift like you're doing a back bend. So you're arching the back, stretching the front of the body. If reaching onto the chair is too much, you can also reach back without clasping the chair. Totally fine. 3 deep breaths. And then releasing the arms, shake them off, and let's come to stand. If you don't want to be standing today, totally fine. You can stay seated in your chair. Otherwise, go ahead and join me in standing. Coming behind your chair. I'm sideways just so you can see. You do not need to be sideways. You can just face the camera or your screen so you can see me. All right, so hands either on the chair. If getting behind the chair is not possible, have something to hold on to, a wall, a table, it doesn't matter. I just want everyone to be safe. So hands on something that you can hold on to. Let's step the right foot back behind you. Let's keep the right heel off the ground. So all 10 toes are facing forward. Right heel or back foot is off the ground. Front foot is fully planted. So back heel off the ground, front foot fully planted. If this is too much, then you can always bring the heel down or shorten your stance, make it smaller, totally fine. We're going to inhale, bend both knees. It doesn't need to be big. Exhale, straighten both legs. Keep holding on to your support. Inhale, bending both knees. Doesn't need to be big. Unbending only a couple of inches. Exhale, straighten out both legs. 3 more times. Next time the legs are towards straight, we'll pause and step forward. Back foot meets the front. Switching sides. So now we're standing on the right leg, left foot steps back, it's stepping back anywhere from 1 to 3 feet. It's just up to you. The back heel is off the ground if that's possible. You can always shorten your stance. So bring the feet closer together will make this a little less intense. Holding on to the support. We inhale, bend both knees. Doesn't need to go far. It's up to you how low you go. Exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale as you bend. Pushing down into that front heel. Exhale, lift. Keep going. Next time the legs are straight, we'll pause and step forward. Back foot meets the front foot. Hands stay on your support. We're going into an upside down L position or chair dog. You'll walk your feet back, bringing your torso parallel-ish to the ground. Your legs are perpendicular, so your hips are above your ankles. Your arms are straight if that's possible. If that's not possible, you can lift your torso higher. You could also bend your elbows and bring your forearms to the chair or table instead of your hands. One more deep breath here. And then lifting the torso, walking yourself forward. Releasing those arms, shaking them out. We're gonna move into mountain pose. So that's just a standing position. I'm just turning to face you so you can see me. You can stay facing your chair or the wall or table. Letting your feet be anywhere 4 to 8 inches apart. All 10 toes face forward. And let yourself rock a little forward and back. So weight shifts into the toes, then weight shifts back into the heels. And then see if you can find even weight front to back. And then rock side to side. So weight shifts more to the right, then more to the left, without lifting the feet off the ground. And then finding that even weight, front to back, right to left. Rotate those palms to face forward. Feel your spine long, shoulders soft. If you'd like, you can close your eyes. We're pausing here for 3 deep breaths. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Your eyes are closed, blink them open. And we'll come back to sit in our chair. Taking your time to come back down to sit. So we're going into the move of the week, not our move, not for this week, but from last yoga. Figure 4. Let's cross that right ankle over the left thigh. And then it's up to you. You can stay upright, sitting tall, or you can lean a little bit forward to intensify the stretch. So it's up to you. Up tall or leaning forward, feeling that stretch, that figure 4. Then lifting your torso up, undo those legs, shake them off. And then switching sides, so crossing your other ankle over the thigh, figure 4. You can stay sitting tall or you can lean a little bit forward. And then sitting yourself back up, release the legs, shake them off. And then we're going into the move of the week that you are going to remember for next time. We already did this, but we're going to do it again. It's a side stretch of the neck. So bring your right ear towards your right shoulder, pausing, feeling that stretch along the side of the neck. And then lifting the head, other ear towards the shoulder, feeling that nice stretch along the side of the neck. And then back to center. Let's get really comfortable in our chair. We'll finish up with a little brief final meditation. If you'd like, you can scooch back and lean back into your chair or stay forward, whatever feels good. Go ahead and close the eyes or let your gaze soften to the ground. Arms rest wherever is comfortable. Tune back into your breath. You're welcome to go back to our mantra. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Let go. Let's take a few breaths together. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. One more time, deep inhale. And let it go. Blink open the eyes. Bring your palms to touch in front of your heart. And take a moment to thank yourself for taking time to take care of your mind and your body. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining today. So a reminder, our move of the week is the side stretch of the neck. Oh, I've moved my pen, so hopefully I'll remember to write it down later. So I encourage you to write it down too. So our move of the week, side stretch of the neck. If you have any questions about class, so yoga or functional fitness, now's a nice time to ask. If you have GoGo specific questions, the best thing for you to do is to email GoGo directly, and you can just respond to where you get the invite and ask them, because I don't have the GoGo answers.
Where can I watch today's class?
So you will be able to, in a week or two, it gets posted on YouTube. So
On YouTube. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay, I'll check it out. Thank
Awesome.
you so much. Thank you.
And you know what, is that Vivi speaking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. I finally moved. It wasn't on gallery view, so I couldn't see who was
Oh,
speaking.
I see. Okay. All right. But I want, thank you so much. I'll see you next week.
Great. See you next week.
Bye.
Thank you. And then I see Eleanor's comment. Thank you. Good session. Yes, now is a nice time if you just want to see everybody. You can change the view to gallery, and then you can see other people. Yep, and you can always pop off if you're done and ready to go on with your day. You're welcome to pop off. If you have questions, though, I'll stick around. While you think of your questions, I'm going to grab a pen so that I don't forget, and I'm going to write this down. Write down our move of the week. Okay, so we've done our figure 4, and now side stretch of the neck. All right, well, if we don't have any questions, totally fine. I'll let you go. I will see you next week for functional fitness. And oh, Catherine is saying you were having a hard time hearing my first part. Did anybody else have any hearing issues? Yeah, I don't know what that was. I have a mic now and a new computer, so my sound should be pretty good. So what I recommend is if you are having technical difficulties is to contact GoGo and they might be able to help you. But if you were able to hear the second part, then hopefully it was just some weird glitch early on. But I'm sorry, I'm not able to help you with that.
Thank you, Adra. Again, wonderful.
Great. Thanks so much. Great to have you all. Oh yeah, and if you want to mute yourself, I'm saying that you can always go to the bottom left-hand corner if you're trying to mute and unmute yourself. Bottom left-hand corner, it says audio, and if you click on that, if it's green or just an outline, that will mean that you are being heard, and if you click it on the red, then you'll be muted. Mostly we try and mute everybody if we can, just during class, so that there's no sound interference. So that might have been part of the issue, Catherine. Is that I know there was some sound interference earlier on in class, so that might have been part of it. All right, thanks everybody. Great to have you, and I'll see you next week.